The average washing machine sold today lasts about 8 to 11 years before it's cheaper to throw out than to fix. There was a company that built washers to run for 30. They built their entire identity around the fact that they almost never broke. And then, on one specific day, that century-long promise ended for good. The company was Maytag, and to understand what was lost, you have to understand the strangest ad campaign in the history of appliances. In 1967, Maytag put a man on television and gave him a job, the loneliest job in America. He was the Maytag repairman. He sat by a phone in a crisp uniform, tools polished, waiting for a service call that never came. He played solitaire. He napped. He dusted equipment he never got to use. The whole joke, running for decades, was that Maytag machines were so dependable, the repairman had nothing to do. Think about how confident you have to be to build your brand on that. Most companies advertise features. Maytag advertised the absence of failure. They were essentially saying, buy this, and you will never see us again. And they backed it up. Maytags cost more than the competition, sometimes a lot more. This episode brought to you by Fifth Pour, where every bourbon bottle gets its story. Scan a bottle, read what other enthusiasts felt about it, and add your own. Every bottle has a story. Find them all at fifthpour.com. And people paid it gladly, because a Maytag was the machine you bought once and handed down. That dependability wasn't an accident or a slogan. It was engineering. Heavy-gauge steel where rivals used plastic. Transmissions and motors overbuilt for far more cycles than a household would ever demand. The company's headquarters in Newton, Iowa, was so proud of it that they literally renamed their corporate address One Dependability Square. Generations of families in that town built those machines, and the town's name and the brand's name became the same word in people's minds. Maytag meant Newton, and Newton meant Maytag. For most of the 20th century, that was an unbreakable loop. The town built the machines built the reputation paid the town. A self-reinforcing engine of quality. So what broke it? Not the product. The math. By the 2000s, the appliance business had changed underneath Maytag's feet. Competitors built cheaper machines overseas, sold them for less, and bet correctly that most shoppers would choose a lower sticker price over a 30-year lifespan they couldn't see in the store. Maytag's whole advantage, that its machines outlived everyone else's, became invisible at the exact moment of purchase. Dependability doesn't show up on a price tag. And a premium you can't see is a premium most people won't pay. Maytag's profits thinned, its stock sagged. And a company that builds things to last forever has a quiet, brutal problem. If your product never needs replacing, your customer doesn't come back for 20 years. The better you build, the longer you wait for the next sale. That virtue, taken to its logical end, is a slow, fine, quick pause. We make this show because we care about the things people used to do right. So it makes sense our sponsors do too. Captain's Krill Oil is run by somebody who refused to switch to the factory method. The whole industry uses chemical solvents now because it's faster. Captain still extracts krill oil mechanically, right on the boat, the way nature intended it. CaptainsKrillOil.com. Back in a sec. Financial trap. In 2006, Whirlpool, the larger rival, bought Maytag outright. And the new owner did the math the old company couldn't bring itself to do. Within a year, Whirlpool announced it would close the Newton plants and move production elsewhere. On October 25, 2007, the last washers and dryers rolled off the Maytag assembly lines in Newton, Iowa. Around 550 workers walked out of a 2 million square foot factory for the final time, ending roughly a century of appliance manufacturing in the town that shared the brand's name. The repairman, who was famous for having nothing to do, had, finally, nothing to do, because the lines themselves had stopped. The Maytag name still exists. You can buy a machine with that badge today. But the loop is gone. The town no longer builds them. And the thing the brand was really selling, the quiet promise that you'd never see them again, retired with those workers in 2007. Here's the part worth sitting with. Maytag didn't fail because it made bad products. It made products that were arguably too good for the business they were in. The same durability that made the brand legendary made it slow to sell, easy to undercut, and eventually, easy to absorb. We tell ourselves that quality always wins. Maytag is the reminder that quality has to survive the cash register first, and a thing built to last 30 years still has to be sold in a world that shops for this afternoon. They knew how to build a machine that outlived the people who bought it. We're the ones who decided the lower price was worth it. If your family had a Maytag that just refused to die, tell us in the comments and follow for more on the things they used to build to last.